welcome everyone to some 8-Bit Show, where you'll get all the latest bits.
All the newest and hottest bits.
Yes, indeed.
Get all your nude bits here. Free nude bits.
Free
hot
nude bits.
in your area.
Mm-hmm. How's it going, guys?
Good.
Yeah.
You know?
Long time no talk.
Yeah.
12 hours.
It's been so long.
Something like that. That's the last time we played Rivals and yelled at each other.
Yeah. Oh my god. I'm just so angry at the streaming stuff. That's why my audio settings were janky this morning, because I'm going to try to figure out a different way to do it that's maybe a little better. But yeah, that was frustrating. And then there were the games that we played.
I mean, we had some good matches.
There were some good games.
Yeah, we did have some good games. I still have fun overall. Like, most of the time when I lose, I'm not too salty. So
Most of the time, it's not bad. Sometimes it's
egregious.
It's rough.
Yeah, indeed.
For lack of a better word.
Right. Well, yeah. So with me today, as always, are my lovely co-hosts here, TooLittles 505.
That's me.
CoffeeAndCorndogs.
He called us lovely.
And I'm Franky 1029. So yeah, let's get into the news, shall we?
Sure. I'm sure there's been news.
I would say I wanted to let you start off because you have way more than I do. But I want to start here because there is a current service announcement that PlayStation Network is down right now, and has been since last night at around 5 o'clock.
Is this
That's why I'm not playing Helldivers.
Is this the new PlayStation apocalypse? Remember that happened for the PS3?
Right.
Where it went down for like a month. We ended up getting like some free games.
Yeah.
We got like some free games out of it and shit.
Right.
Like, yeah, we're sorry.
I don't know if this is going to be that bad, but it doesn't look great right now. If you go over to their status.playstation.com, that's where you can check out the latest service alerts. I'm actually really glad that companies are doing this more often. They just have their own little status page. Because like, as great as Down Detector is, it's not perfect, right? Sometimes it's hard to tell when it's actually over with, because there's just a lot of people that I assume are trolling. But yeah, you can see, which services are up and running, and everything is red and down right now. So yeah, so sorry, PlayStation Network. We'll see you soon, maybe, hopefully.
Hopefully it doesn't take them a month.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's your
Well, I mean, that's I guess a place to start.
yeah.
We can laugh at all the PlayStation users. All right. Just kidding. That does suck. I know it sucks. Like I said, I was there for the PS3 one. That was some harsh times.
Yeah, especially if that's your only console,
Yeah.
Your only
that was my only console. And I was like really into like all the online playing at the time too. And then after that, I bought Mortal Kombat and played that while the internet was down.
Mortal Kombat. It's a good game.
Mortal Kombat.
Bum, 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 bum. Okay, I'm done. So yeah, what do you got?
Let's see. Another game died this week.
Typical.
Yeah.
Like
Resident Evil game.
Oh, that's right. I heard about this.
Reverse. They're like deathmatch. They're like multiplayer game thing that like the only way to really get it was to get Resident Evil Village.
Yeah.
And it was like just like a celebratory thing because it was to like coincide with the 25th anniversary of the Resident Evil series.
Mm-hmm.
And so in a little statement, Capcom explained that it's shutting down Reverse, claiming that it's done its duty. Reverse was developed in a celebration of the 25th anniversary of Resident Evil. And your overwhelming support of the game has far exceeded our expectations since the time of its release.
Well, yeah, I mean, it sounds like it was well received, but not like it didn't gain. Like
it wasn't like huge or anything.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I played it once. I didn't really like it. It wasn't for me. But
oh, that's 2.5 years. It's not bad. Not a bad lifespan.
It's also for something that was pretty hastily put together. It wasn't even like it's a celebration game. It wasn't ever meant to be like a fully fleshed out thing.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it had some like grabby microtransaction stuff in it, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, apparently mostly negative rating on Steam.
I mean, that would make sense. It didn't like I said, it didn't come out to like great things. It was just a small net community that kept it going at all.
Yeah, I must have just like read some articles or something, or maybe watched some videos from people who were part of that small community. I mean, it looked like it was pretty fun.
I played it once, like I said, and I didn't like it. It wasn't for me, and I was sure it wasn't going to be for a lot of people. But again, it wasn't ever something that was supposed to be a full-fledged game. You got it when you bought Resident Evil Village.
Yeah.
So, I mean, of course, there's been no talk about like any refunds or anything for any of the stuff purchased in it. I don't think the game should come with a refund because, again, you got it through purchasing another game.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that'll be fine.
Which was a fine game. Which was a good game. Resident Evil Village was a good game.
I still haven't played through that one. I really need to.
I haven't beaten it. But I've played the opening like 10 times.
I do be like that sometimes.
So yeah, no more Resident Evil.
Sad day.
If you have it now, it's like playable for a little while. Let me see if I can find the dates, if they mention them. But yeah, so sales for it ended. They're not selling it anywhere. Can't buy anything. All purchasable stuff in the store is gone. And it was formally shut down on June 29th.
Okay.
Its purchasable DLC will be removed March 3rd.
Okay. Well, if you're one of the people that enjoyed it, then time is limited. Get in there now.
Okay, it kind of makes sense. I mean, it didn't do that great. And again, it was just kind of sent out as a bonus.
Yeah, right. Well, next up here, I got Nintendo and all their Switchness. You read any of that? Seen any of that? It's confirmed, and by confirmed I mean somebody found a patent for how the mouse support is going to work, along with confirmation for another patent that it is actually magnetic. Again, these are things that Nintendo has not directly said, and just because there's a patent out there doesn't mean that that functionality does exist, is in the final product. But I think it leans pretty heavily towards in favor, like, this is what's going on.
Yeah, is that like the mouse thing?
Yeah.
Too?
Yeah. So I mean, it looks like it's gonna use it has a little laser there. Just gonna be able to use it just like a mouse, which is interesting. I wonder how that can be used game wise.
Not even just like game wise, but like what other developers. I mean, one of the big problems that Nintendo's always had when it comes to the things is that they're the best for developing for their weird, unique peripherals and stuff, right? So like, are any other games going to actually take advantage of what it has to offer?
Yeah, exactly.
That's always the question with those.
Well, I think it'll be interesting too, because it'll be like what can you use? Like, if you can use the controller itself on PCs, like there's tons of people who have modded it, right? Like, imagine that you are using the Joy-Con to play games on your PC just because that's how you prefer it, and then you need to switch over to do something normal with your computer. I think that's kind of cool. You can do that real quick and not have to go looking for your mouse because it's in your hand, and now you're just in PC mode or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting stuff, but nothing too big.
Well, that's cool. Let's see. This was kind of cool. Rooster Teeth will be making a return. WB sold off Rooster Teeth like a while back. And like shut down all the productions and ended all that. But this week we got one of the co-founders is purchasing it again. One of the original co-founders. Yeah, one of the original co-founders, Bernie Burns, says he's acquired the rights to the brand and much of the remaining assets, and he's bringing it back.
Nice.
Rooster Teeth, of course, came off of like the Machinima stuff and Red versus Blue, Halo based comedy. That was ridiculous. Why are they here? Oh well, we're here because they're here. They have a base over there. They're there because we have a red base over here.
Man, it's been so long since I've seen that. I gotta go back and watch them.
Of course, not all shows were they able to get, and so we can imagine that there'll be new stuff along with some hopefully returning old stuff. Right now, he says, it's very early days. Our focus on the acquisition was the Rooster Teeth channels, meaning the website, the YouTube channel, the social media accounts, and all the shows there within. But it's currently seeming like only him and his wife, Sophia Burns, or Ashley Burns, sorry. Him and Ashley Burns. So it's, don't know how it'll all shake out in the end, but it's kind of cool to see it being repurchased by an original co-founder. That's nice.
Yeah, I like some of the statement that I saw up here, trying to de-shitification.
The de-shitification. Yeah, there's a pretty good article for it on the PC Gamer as well.
That's good. We do need to de-shitify a lot more things out there, honestly. Guys, remember when the internet was fun?
Yeah.
It's not too far away that it's too distant of a memory.
I imagine most people still remember the days when the internet was a lot more
I remember having
cool than it is now.
I used to have a Homestar Runner sweater.
Man.
That had Homestar Runner on it.
Have they done anything in a while?
I think a little bit, but it's been so long since I've checked in.
Yeah.
But they do stuff. They do stuff occasionally. I see.
You said doo doo.
The doo.
She did say doo doo.
No, I think it's cool. I'm glad Rooster Teeth will be coming back.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Especially in the light of like how everything's so connected, anyways. Because like, was it like Polygon, IGN, and a whole bunch of other ones. There's like 3 others that are all like the same. It's like the same. They're run by the same people.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like Ziff Davis those days, you know, where they own almost every magazine that wasn't like, you know, political news.
Yeah.
I should say they at least owned a magazine in almost every like focused media sector. But yeah, they even own like 3 video game magazines at one point, right?
Yeah.
Because it was obviously EGM. What were the other 2? Shit, I can't remember now. I don't know, I'm old.
They owned a bunch. Magazines are like websites, except for on like printed pieces of paper.
That's right, Sonny.
All right. Paper is made of trees.
Trees?
God damn it. That's what I give up.
Right. All right. Let's see. So we talked a little bit last night about about Buffy, the Buffy Revival.
Yeah.
I was going to include this since I've been
common topic in pop culture still.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, totally.
Buffy.
Yeah, actually, didn't they just release like a new comic not that long ago?
I don't know.
But yeah, totally for me because been watching through it and I still have mixed feelings about it, but it doesn't look like the pilot has been ordered yet. They're like in the middle of writing it. But they're basically, it sounds like hopes are high that the pilot is going to get ordered. So I mean, I think this could be interesting. It's really cool that Sarah Michelle Gellar is
it's nice to get that amount. Well, like at least that cast back.
Yeah,
at least part of that cast back even. But man, I gotta say, I'm getting real tired of like the same things coming out. The nostalgia bait that the like entertainment media is like really hyper focused on right now is kind of drawing to an end, I feel. At least for me.
I don't think so, because it's been going on since before we were born, and it's only gotten stronger. It's grown larger, Christian.
Okay. Only for me, then. I see. That's fair.
For myself, I like have dips, you know, where it's like, oh, I'm tired of it, and then I'll be like, something will come out that intrigues me, and it's like, okay, I want to check it out. And
certain things that do it well, you know, when it happens well, it's like, oh, that's nice, but then it gets all the industry thinking, oh, that's what it needs to do.
Yeah, I feel like maybe, I don't know, this might be too generous. Maybe around 20% of them feel like they hit, you know. I'd say maybe like a third of them are okay. But yeah, I mean, the thing is though is that I understand there hasn't been any media, like visual media for Buffy in a while. So I'm okay with this one. This one is actually kind of a maybe I shouldn't say visual media, video media for Buffy in a while. So I can understand that, you know, fans are clamoring for this. They want something new in the Buffyverse, and to have Sarah Michelle Gellar come back as Buffy. Yeah, I think for fans that's cool. Could be worse.
They could be trying to put her into college again. Or high school, right? That's what you said last night.
Yeah, she's back fighting vampires
Back at high school.
Yeah.
I think my pitch for it worked pretty well. Just takes over the British guy's spot.
Yeah.
It's librarian chap. Give her a British accent.
Mm-hmm. I see nothing wrong with that. In
That's
fact,
what happens when you're then the... What the fuck was his job called? He was like a watcher or something?
yeah, I'm still confused on that whole thing. Because it feels like it petered out real quick.
Well, we didn't want to have to hire another actor to be a watcher after he left, so... Decided we don't actually care that much about it.
Oh my god. Oh, and GZ Doctor for Ev. It's posted in there. I read somewhere they originally wanted Katie Holmes as Buffy, but she turned them down so she could finish high school.
All right.
That's interesting.
She's fighting vampires at her own high school.
Yeah.
I do. Whatever. I think Sarah Michelle Gellar fit that role pretty well.
No, she did. I think she does a good job,
especially from like the movie. Do you remember the terrible movie?
I only vaguely remember that.
Okay, so to this day, I will never forget one scene of that movie. It made me laugh so hard.
It's the best scene in the movie for sure. That's the part that I remember.
Like, when the whole boy's like dying in the like staircase.
Yeah.
He's been stabbed and he's just and even like flashes back to him a little bit later and he's still doing it.
I feel like now that you're saying it out loud, Family Guy really should have like mixed that with the whole Peter getting his shin hit.
It was that just before that, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like if like later on down the line, it would have just been a vampire, like you pan over to the side and it's him doing that. That would have been amazing. But yeah, that was it was, I guess, is that kind of British humor, would you say? That dry, really dumb humor. It's good. I loved it.
It was a weird mix of like both like Western and British humor. But yeah. The movie was ridiculous. That's all. Yeah. Let's see. Should we move on?
Yes, let's move on.
So I found this hilarious. We're gonna take a quick stroll and shit all over EA for a little bit.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right?
Yeah, well, I mean, there wasn't any Ubisoft news this week, so I couldn't shit on Ubisoft again. So we gotta find someone else to shit on. So EA has had a bit of a week. What was it like? Just before the new Kingdom Come Deliverance game came out.
Mm-hmm.
The EA CEO. What's his fuck?
What's his fuck? Oh god.
Yes, old what's his fuck.
What's his fuck?
Andrew Wilson. Who came out and said that, you know, basically gamers are
spoiled.
Well,
This one is.
I'm just trying to guess.
no, that gamers want all the live feature stuff. They want all the live service stuff. They want their games to come with all the stuff that live service does.
I mean, I think to a degree, I can maybe agree with that, because when live service is done well, I think it can make for a really good game. But then again, to say that that's what gamers just want across the board, I don't know if I'd agree with that.
Especially, I think I would disagree, especially when it comes to games that don't fit that these single player games that are coming out that are selling like hotcakes. The only reason that they find them not as good is because they don't keep raking in money. Once you sell a single player game, typically that's it, right?
Yeah,
like you sell it, it's gone. Maybe you come out with some DLCs to get some more sales, to get some more money out of it.
Yeah.
But with a live service, they can make money year round, constantly, even for a 9-year-old game, which is what they're looking at. They're looking at those examples.
Yeah, but I think that there are a lot of gamers, I think, who could get some real enjoyment out of that by having their game evolve over time, making it feel fresh. I get where you're coming from, because dude's just being greedy. But I also can see how,
from a gamer's perspective, there's the updating and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the sides that the gamers are excited for aren't like the monetization, but they don't want to separate those.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Exactly.
The greediness that they put into them are usually what goes against, like, in all the reviews and stuff you read, even when like a game is positive and it has those, you'll see like often the reviewer will be like, in spite of its microtransactions,
right? Yeah, I was just gonna say that I think the ones that are probably heralded the biggest are the ones that aren't egregious with it, right?
Well, that's what I mean. I praise Helldivers for its.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it has monetization for sure, but like, again, it's actually fairly easy to earn the money, and I gotta say, even more so after playing Marvel Rivals. Like, it's far easier to earn money in Helldivers than it is in most live service games.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, like, Overwatch even was pretty good with that. Like, you could get everything inside the loot boxes.
Loot boxes were a whole nother shitty thing.
Yeah, the shitty part about it is that the alternative was purchasing loot boxes. And so I think that's why there's a trade-off right now.
But they were fairly generous with them.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Like, it was one of those things.
You might not have always gotten a costume, but you always got like some resources or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And those loot boxes were given out pretty frequently.
Yeah.
The gambling mechanic of it and the idea of a loot box is absolutely disgusting, but at least they were giving them regularly.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think Rivals needs to take, like, they need to up it up somehow. Like, either with more challenges, because those are fun to do.
Yeah.
To get those like unlocks and stuff, but they should do something where you can actually earn a bit more of, like, even just the blue coins, like not like the gold ones. I get it, whatever,
mm-hmm.
But even just the blue ones to be able to get the costumes that you want them to do with it.
Yeah. Right. It's a little too slow of a trickle.
Yeah. Anyways, this 2 days after that CEO said it. I'm sorry, I was still not done with this part.
Yeah.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 boss says that their single player RPG made its money back in 1 day.
Wow.
So, kind of not towards the CEO's success.
Right.
Like, the biggest part is that a lot of these companies spend so much money to develop something, and as one of my stories a little later on, like, there's a lot that happens behind the scenes, and a lot that like leads to games not even getting close to seeing like the light of day. And still having spent millions of dollars, like hundreds of millions of dollars.
Oh yeah, no, the way the game industry is right now, it's something else.
It's a little overbloated.
Yeah,
especially when like the best games that I've played recently are always either like a AA game that's pretty low tier, or indie. Most of the games I play nowadays are indie games, except for the rare few. Of course, I want to get like some of the bigger titles and whatnot, but those always come down to like I like God of War. I look forward to that one, and the God of War. Yeah, but any of those titles really?
Yeah, it really depends. Like, I don't know. It's this weird thing where I think we have so much choice for games now, that when a company says something like this, like you have a choice to completely ignore that company and whatever they want to do, because there's plenty of other companies that are putting out great games, whether it's indie or otherwise, right?
Yeah, what you need to not do is something else that EA did this week as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, this kind of mixes together with one of my bits of other news, too. This is my whole shit on EA day. They released
shit on EA day.
EA released The Sims Legacy Collection, which is The Sims 1 and 2.
I played me some Sims back in the day.
I like The Sims. Back in the day, I cheated, like, fucking built, like, dream houses and shit. It was fun as fuck.
Oh, yeah, right?
So these games came out, the Legacy Collection. Keep in mind, these are not, like, remasters, really. These are just, like, re-releases. EA put the original games on Steam with some minor patches to make them more likely to work on modern machines. Apparently, emphasis on the word "some modern machines."
Yeah.
Apparently, it was very little work done to it, including not having like even some basic features that have become like standard for Steam releases, which are like the Steam Cloud support and achievements.
Oh, wow.
From the article that I read, it took that writer a number of or a bit of time to get it working themselves.
Yeah, that sucks. I mean, like, I've had issues with older games running on modern games or modern PCs, because technologies are removed, right, when they're no longer used. And it's tough to have whatever translation layer is there. But why are you releasing it as on, Steam if it's not going to be?
Some people have pointed out that or some people on their Steam forums I was reading are trying to point to how easy it would be to implement said features and stuff, cloud support and stuff. That's just a box check.
Yeah, that one's not.
That's not easy. Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just sounds like somebody was lazy. That this was a cash grab.
But honestly, too, in the article that I have by Ars Technica, they got to talk to a few professional game developers, and they're like, "Look, it's not necessarily as easy as some of the forums would have you believe, but it is definitely within EA's capabilities."
Oh yeah, no.
Even on a light schedule, it shouldn't have been. This was lazy on EA's front when any amount of work could have made it much better of a thing.
No, this is a cash grab.
It was pointed out that it's kind of cool that and I would agree that it doesn't in the vein of remasters and stuff, it's not really doing that. So you get to see all the original artwork, the original assets used in the game. which is pretty cool in itself, with all the remakes going around.
Yeah.
Especially with some of the Blizzard ones that make it look worse for whatever reason.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely when it comes to a lot of things, like I said, there's parts, there's technologies that your CPU or GPU may not have anymore that a game relied on. So again, speaking from my own experience, a lot of the times when I'm having these issues, it's because I'm trying to run the original install with some sort of software that I found somewhere as a translation layer to get it to run on your computer, right? To have it come out, like when I buy something on Steam, I'm expecting for it to work on modern games unless the release came out, however long ago. But you release something today, it needs to have a greater than 50%. Really, it should be greater than 80% working on all modern computers, or at least whatever is...
At least to certain settings.
Yeah, at least whatever is, the Steam hardware survey, it needs to work for most of those computers, right? The most used configurations. Yeah. So, yeah, and again, it just sounds lazy if they skip the thing where, because I've heard, like, if to do cloud saves, it's extremely easy. Like, literally, again, it is a box that you tick and point to where the save file is. Maybe.
Well, my point is I get that it's not necessarily as simple, but like we're talking about EA first off, big developers.
Exactly.
They already had a team seemingly putting in these other little patches, right? Mm-hmm. Like with a company that wants to spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on games.
Yeah.
They could have afforded to spend some money,
right? Indeed.
On this, like,
yeah,
I appreciate the approach of not necessarily being just a remaster and just a re-release, but there needs to be some work, even if you're going to do just a re-release.
Yeah, agreed.
It's like someone trying to release like a re-release Pac-Man, but it can't run on any modern systems because it's just too fast.
Right?
Everything's being processed way too quickly.
Yeah, because like that's something that does need to be addressed, because those games they ran off of the clock of the CPU.
The only reason I know that is I used to have like a really old PC, and it had like a Pac-Man game on it, and it was like a DOS type. Thing to run, right? We didn't have Windows at that time. We upgraded to Windows 95, and I couldn't play that anymore because it ran too fast. It would game over like instantaneously.
Yep. Again, yeah, exactly. So it's because the CPU or the games usually ran off of the clock on the CPU. So if you had a faster CPU, they would run it.
So you could notice for a second, like, if you hit it enough times, you'll notice like it's doing it, like it's playing.
Yeah,
the game is playing. You're just dying within like half a second.
Good times.
But yeah, EA overall sucks. Andrew Wilson, the CEO, can take a bath in a big tub of poop.
I don't think he'll do that, but that's fair.
I said it. And
you meant it.
Those are my personal opinions.
Yeah. Well, in other news, something I wanted to bring up here is all the NVIDIA RTX 5080 and 5090 stuff. The big news that people have been talking about this last week, we didn't even talk about the announcement of them because 5080s and 5090s, like, I think the 5080s are $1,000 MSRP. 5090s are $2,000, if I remember correctly, or is it $1,500? I can't remember.
No idea.
It's a lot of money, and when NVIDIA showed these off at their conference, they definitely were saying that they are going to completely obliterate the previous generation. And so I think you had a lot of people running to go and buy them, and NVIDIA did the thing that they always do, where they only send out a handful of GPUs to each store.
Right, we lied about that, yeah. We lied about what we could do.
Oh yeah, no, and then on top of it all, it's like the reviews that came out, they're not like. I think it'll make sense if you're coming from a 3080 and you want to go to a 5080. Then yeah, you're going to see a performance increase. If you got the last generation, no, not worth it at all. But 3080, that's, you can maybe consider it. I think if you're getting something older than that, then okay, you're going to get a performance upgrade. Is it actually worth it? I don't know. But
not at that price point.
I think for some people it could be,
not for me.
Well, like some people could be like, I've been saving up since, they got their 2080 or whatever. And if they've been saving up that whole time, then maybe they have that amount of money and they can go, okay, here's the perfect time for an upgrade. But then when you send out only, a handful of GPUs out to each store, nobody's going to get their hands on anything,
Yeah.
So it's been a very, very stupid few weeks for this launch. I'm still interested to hear what's going to happen with the 5070. That was the only one I was really interested in, because the price point is supposed to be $500 or $550, I think, which is, again, not great, but it's actually somewhat attainable, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, they delayed that release. I'm still not sure when that got pushed to. I'm not sure if they re-announced an actual day yet. But they're saying even that should be able to surpass the 4090, which all indications with any of the other GPUs, it's not going to be able to. If it's somehow able to squeak out that performance, though, that is going to be the card to get. And that might even convince me to upgrade, but I doubt it's going to meet that. So yeah,
well, only time will tell.
It's true. Only time will tell. But basically, this is a PSA. Don't go looking for the RTX 5090. Definitely get an RTX 5080 if you have a pretty old card. But don't pay more than MSRP for it, please. There's so many scammers out there right now. Like, I even heard that somebody was selling one for $5,800.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I heard there were people selling pictures of them.
No,
to trick like scalpers.
Yep.
Just running bots and buying all of them.
But that doesn't make sense. But it's good on them. It's funny.
I just thought it was funny. Yeah.
Yeah, that is hilarious, really.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's the deal with NVIDIA.
Stupid NVIDIA.
NVIDIAs.
Let's see. So I'm going through my news here. Small bit of news. Paradox is buying Haemimont Games. Haemimont?
Sure.
Haemimont.
Haemimont? Yeah. Haemimont. No, there's an extra me in there.
Well, he was saying that he's Mont.
Oh.
Haemimont.
Yeah, I get it. You're Mont.
Haemimont. No, they're buying Bulgarian game developers, Haemimont Games, that developed Surviving Mars, which was actually published by Paradox Interactive.
Oh, okay.
So they have worked together before.
Nice.
They also did development of some Tropico games and the Jagged Alliance series.
Mm-hmm.
So Also big on the strategy games. Paradox also big on the strategy games. So it's a smart acquisition for the two of them. They both make the same type of games and like growth and management. Games. They've worked together. In a statement from Frederick Wester, the CEO of Paradox, is that they bring a tight-knit team with long experience in developing management games with many well-received projects in their portfolio. Moreover, they have strong creative streak, technology developed for their niche, a new IP in development, and a strong culture that fits Paradox's way of working. So it seems like it's going to be a great fit.
Yeah, that should be good.
Hopefully not too many people lose their job from it.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Imagine
that's one of those things
where amount, but
yeah, you're just gonna have to wait and see how that's all gonna shake down. And honestly, I don't even know, because sometimes it's like, oh yeah, like people don't end up losing their jobs or anything for like a year, if not more. Well, they figure out how they're restructuring.
They figure out they figure out the whole thing. But with them being such a tight net, like I said, the other developers seem like a rather small development crew, which means that they have a better chance of probably not and just being incorporated in with their ideas, you know?
Yeah. Definitely.
So hopefully for the best. At least it's not like some huge, ridiculous buyout like Microsoft buying Blizzard.
Right. Okay, next up. Last thing for me, actually. One more little piece of Switch news. Shintaro Furukawa, he said that Nintendo is going to take all possible measures based on the experience that they have accumulated to date to combat scalpers and the like. They are, quote, making preparations. Just Nintendo addressing this, I think, is a really cool thing, because it's going to be an issue that's going to come up. I think talking before about NVIDIA, part of the issue is that NVIDIA starts making the cards, they want to sell them right away. That's why it kind of ends up to be a paper launch, I think. So this sounds like Nintendo's doing the opposite and maybe trying to like have plenty of Switch 2s on hand so that everyone can get them. Also,
have they finally learned from like Wii U and DS and stuff? Have they finally figured that out?
Well, I mean,
only time will tell.
When did the Switch release? You know, what?
It didn't do too bad. They did better on the Switch release than they did for the Wii and the DS.
Oh yeah, well the Wii was like a crazy fever pitch that happened, right? Like,
it wasn't necessarily their fault. No,
the hype.
It wasn't necessarily their fault. They couldn't keep up with demand.
Yeah, exactly. So the Switch released in March, and I think that's why they're probably going for probably an April, May, maybe June release date, because everybody buys up these consoles at for Christmas, right? You know, when it comes, especially for Nintendo, I think that's a big selling point. But like, I think they have the right idea. Why not release it early? Why not try to get more stock out there before the big season? That way everyone can have some and not be disappointed. So I think that's cool. Hopefully they manage to meet demand and whatnot. So yeah, that's all I got.
I guess we'll have to find out.
Yep, April. April
or
2nd.
sometime.
Or sometime. I'm sure we'll get little tidbits of news in between then and now.
Yeah. I'm just being an asshole.
Nothing new there.
All right.
Thanks. Let's see. Let's shit on Meta for a little bit. So some new court documents became public. First reported by Ars Technica. But there was like a copyright case against Facebook's parent company Meta.
Mm-hmm.
In which they were being accused of stealing over 80 terabytes from LibGen, which is like a shadow library, I guess.
Huh.
It sounds really cool when you call it that.
Right?
Shadow library.
Shadow library.
With the shadow librarian. Oh shit, that's the name of the movie, huh? The Shadow Librarian.
Yeah, which basically they stole 80 terabytes worth of books. A shadow library is just like a BitTorrent place for books.
Yeah.
Just so that's clear.
Damn it! I thought it was gonna be something cool that you could learn about.
I looked it up. See, I got excited. They don't really explain it in this article. I got excited. It was like, what the fuck? Cool ass shadow library. I looked it up, but not as cool as it fucking sounds. Anyway, yeah, it's just a pirating place for books.
Yeah, it's a lot less cool.
I'm
gonna keep imagining that it's cooler.
Or it's just a torrenting place.
It's just like a torrenting. It's kind of like a torrenting site, but specifically for books.
Yeah.
Apparently, and the lawsuit alleges that the emails that they found and that they're presenting into court as evidence. Meta's decision to take and use copyrighted works without permission that they knew to be pirated despite clear ethical concerns. Some of the emails by Meta employees suggest using pirating materials should be beyond our ethical threshold. Before arguing that databases like LibGen are basically Pirate Bay or something like that. They are distributing content that is protected by copyright, and they're infringing it. So they were talking about this stuff in like employee emails, pretty openly, apparently.
Clearly,
including some jokes being made about how torrenting from a corporate laptop doesn't feel right, and also using VPNs to hide their torrenting.
Yeah. Listen, it's Meta. They have the ability to pay for this shit if they really wanted to.
To quote an AI researcher at the company, Meta would ultimately operate in stealth mode, which was torrenting outside official Facebook servers. And apparently it was also seeding those torrents as well.
Well, okay, if this isn't on official Facebook servers, then this is just bad, like, practice from somebody who was in charge? Like, is this going against their own policies?
The prosecution does argue that the documents suggest that Meta executives up to and including Mark Zuckerberg were aware of the use of pirated materials to train their AI models at the company.
Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, that's shitty. Like, I mean, I don't
so
care.
This article doesn't go over all like the emails. Obviously, I don't know if there is a place to do so. But
maybe
they
not.
do
Those might not be public.
They do point out one thing that I thought was like kind of funny in itself. A while back, the Internet Archive, which is like a library, a digital library, who did like, you could sign up, put your name on a list, and eventually you would get like a book to read, and then when you're done you turn it back in and the next person can read it. So it worked off of like a ticket system. But during 2020 they dropped that whole ticket system thing and let everybody read, and they were quickly like sued for copyright and stuff, or copyright infringement, because they were letting people, just everybody download it.
Yeah, just let people read books. They're gonna pay.
That was ruled against them.
See, well,
so for context, as the writer mentioned, like, so if the Internet Archive isn't allowed to loan books as a digital library, I don't think companies like Meta should be allowed to swallow up terabytes of privated material to train a chatbot that will lie to you about how many planets are in the solar system.
Well, okay. First off, well, I understand the sentiment. I think the comparison is wrong. These are vastly different in what's going on. B, making that comparison means that if you are, if you know that it ends up that they find Facebook liable or whatever, are you saying then that the Internet Archive shouldn't be allowed to loan books? I don't think it's a good idea to equate the two. I think these are vastly different because
the
Internet Archive. Yeah, exactly.
The Internet Archive did get shut down for loaning those books.
But by making the comparison, you're saying that, okay, if now that Meta, if they're not allowed to do that either, if they've been found, to be in breach of whatever, then
the deal is that they stole those books to train their AI.
No, I understand. I understand what's going on. I'm just saying that you shouldn't equate these two, because then you end up kind of making the argument that if Zuckerberg can't swallow up all the data, then the Internet Archive can't loan out books. And I don't think that's true. Like, Meta should not be able to do this stuff, for sure. But the Internet Archive loaning out books, digitally? Why not? It's a digital library. We live in the future. Like,
we talk about preservation alone in itself. That is a way to preserve it. That stuff should be there.
Well, yeah, we all want that too. The problem is they got shut down for doing that.
I think even the article likes it. Like, the issue is like, you keep getting places like that to get taken down, but it's okay. But like, they're trying to argue for the fact that, not the writer in the article, but like
Meta and their
Meta
lawyers
itself is trying to argue that it's okay for them to take all this.
No, I understand what they're saying. I'm just saying that I don't think we should equate the two, because they are vastly different. One's trying to do a public service. The other one is a huge corporation stealing media that they could easily pay for. And probably, and legally, they should have licensed it, to use in this way. And they didn't. They circumvented things.
That's my thing here, too. It's like, we're not talking about a company who can't afford to buy these like copies of these books,
right? Yeah, exactly. So it's stupid.
Like, that's my thing. Like,
Meta's fucking.
Oh, you're just extremely greedy. Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad we got that out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Yeah. I don't know, this copyright stuff, it intrigues me. I hope that, whatever this case does end up with Meta being held liable for it. And I don't know. Again, whatever, end users, whatever they decide to do at the end of the day, like, that's one thing. But, like, again, this company that has vast resources, they should be gone after. And even if they are found, guilty or whatever, it's going to be a thing where, yeah, it might be a lot of money that they're fined or whatnot, but it's going to be a slap on the wrist for them. Things like that need to change as well. So, because these big companies, they don't get the point until the government actually comes for them.
Yeah. If you want a good example of big companies not understanding the point, the article I posted by Jason Schreier from Bloomberg is an upstate great example of companies not learning their lesson, or being wise with money or anything. Warner Brothers revealed last month that the head of their video game division, David Haddad, would be stepping down. Obviously, this comes on the back of many painful flops as the Suicide Squad and now Multiverse shutting down, Quidditch Championship, like a number of games that just haven't worked out.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot came out of what was happening, like, behind the scenes, and how, like, it would take, when like development teams had like questions and stuff, they would take like weeks to even a month to like answer back on like on big questions and even basic questions. Some including like, hey, are we going to be doing anything for the E3 convention? Back when he was running it, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And just how everything was just so like just topsy-turvy at this place. They talked also again. They spent $100 million so far on a Wonder Woman game.
Oh, yep, I heard about that.
Which still has yet to really coalesce into anything, apparently. EA at one point, or Warner Brothers at one point, had it connected with the Nemesis system.
Oh yeah.
And that was quickly pulled off.
Damn it! I want a game with that.
They've gone
Give me one in some way, shape, or form.
They've gone through a couple different like game directors and game directions. But yeah, according to it, Headed was just all over the place as far as not knowing what to do. And of course, a lot of the employees are like, blame them for trying to chase trends instead of like focusing on making just one game.
Yeah.
But I do suggest reading it for anyone who has the time. You don't necessarily need to pay. Bloomberg does have a subscription thing that pops up, and it can get quite annoying in the middle of the window. But you can read this article for free.
You need the there's a free link out there for this article. So yeah, I'll make sure I post that one in the show notes. If you just go to the article itself, it will make you pay. You need this like gift link that Jason Schreier provided to Reddit. So.
Because Jason Schreier is the man.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. Highly respect for that journalist. Anyways, I thought
he's
that
doing
was
some of the best work, if not the best work, for the games journalism.
Yeah. Fully fascinating. I have one last little bit of actual like news.
Yeah.
Which was organizers for E3 have announced a new event called IICon. Although this is probably I didn't even say that wrong. That's what it's called. Icon.
Okay.
Anyways, it's not anything to get all that excited about. Although to make fun of
what the fuck?
Executives and CEOs.
I hate this logo.
It's horrible so far. Anyways, it does stand for something. It's
stupidity. Sorry, go on.
Oh god, it's so dumb. This is basically just going to be for executives and big wigs. I'll go over their mission statement. God damn it! Where is the thing where it tells me what they are? Interactive Innovation Conference is what they're standing for.
And so it sounds like they're getting to the original roots of E3, right? This is E3 was supposed to be industry professionals. This isn't like a new thing. Like high up professionals and executives hold themselves little conferences all the time. Yeah, so that they can see what other people are developing and maybe share some technology. It's actually good for innovation.
It's fine. It's meant to be a lot of like forging those like connections and stuff for them.
Yeah,
really. It's put on, of course, by the Entertainment Software Association, the ESA, which is a lobbying group. For good and ill. They say some good stuff. They've done some bad stuff. But this isn't anything all too new. It does seem that there are some big names.
Like?
Its goal is to provide attendees with exclusive access to visionary keynotes, engaging discussions and workshops, and elite networking opportunities with executives shaping the future of entertainment, business, and technology. Those executives are coming from places including Amazon Games, Disney, Electronic Arts, Epic Games, Microsoft, Nintendo of America, Sony, Square Enix, Take-Two Interactive, Ubisoft, Warner Brothers.
Okay.
So it's kind of just a really hard reset, seemingly. And it's probably going to focus more on being a closed door event. It is kind of weird because this event will be happening a week after DICE, the like developer conference, which is also a closed door event. And at the same place. Like they're both being held in Vegas just like 2 months after DICE. So just like shortly thereafter.
That's weird.
Obviously this will have, we're not going to get anything like E3. It's not public, so it's not even going to be like, but it's not even going to be like E3 before it went public.
Yeah.
We probably won't be getting like the same type of, check out the new system here. It'll definitely be more closed door thing where they might show off a new system, but they're not going to talk about it. It's not going to be that. They're showing off to their peers.
Yeah.
So
it's I bet
you there'll be some news out of it either way. Just maybe not as big news as you would expect.
Yeah. No, definitely. I what I'm interested to know is actually if they're going to like if there's any plans to bring like journalists into it.
I don't know.
know, because that was kind of always a thing with the older E3. That you hear all of those old ex-EGMers talk about.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Oh.
Well, sweet.
Let's see, did you find releases this?
Oh no, I totally forgot. I totally spaced that. Do you have any? Did you
I know of one. Although technically you can play it right now, but Civ 7 comes out on the 11th.
Let me see if I can quickly pull up. What do we got? So till the 14th, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, we got. Let's see. Wow, not a lot. Yeah, Civilization. Oh, is that? That's out on early access, right?
Yeah.
Yep. You know what? Honestly, there's nothing else that looks like anything. So there you go. Those are the releases coming out.
Exciting.
All one of them. Yeah.
Other than that, I did see a game that was coming out that looked kind of interesting. That might be worth keeping an eye on.
Yeah.
As they have an interesting take on dealing with wanting to do things. Yeah. It's not coming out within like the next week.
Mm-hmm.
So it's past mentioning that, but this game's coming out called Green Heart Necromancer, and it's an idle game.
Mm-hmm.
And the developer is wanting to change the idea of what like idle game typically means, and of course they're talking about having like all the free-to-play mechanics and time juggling and like it still trying to vie for your attention even though it's an idle game.
Yeah.
This game is definitely meant to be more in the background. Like you can put it on while you're working or doing something else. But you grow a little like garden, and you can bring like the plants that die. You can bring them back and make them stronger and better. And they have like a life cycle type thing that you kind of go through.
Oh, that's cool.
But no, they don't want to like monetize it really in any real sense besides the cost of the game or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're just trying to push back on all like the compulsive, problematic side of a lot of those idle games. Where this one is just meant to kind of be there. You want to leave it on while you go to work? Okay. If your plant dies, just resurrect it.
Just resurrect it. That's cool.
It looks pretty nice. The artwork looks pretty cool. It looks cool. Game to watch.
Sounds like a more
it's definitely a relaxy, chill game.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Not anything.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Well, shall we do our weeks?
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
Mine'll be quick, so I'd go first here. No, nothing new to report, really. Just same old. Well, I guess a couple TV shows started, so I'll talk at length about those. But just playing, just playing Yakuza and Marvel Rivals. I enjoyed both of those things.
How's the Yakuza
I've gotten pretty far into. It's going well. Gotten pretty far. Just about 100 hours of in-game time. Well, it says more on like the Xbox app, but the save file tracks my actual amount of time because that cuts out like it doesn't count like cutscenes or when you're in a pause menu or anything is like game time.
Yeah.
Which is fine. 'Cause sometimes I just like pause the game and walk off for 20 minutes. But yeah, just about at 100 hours. I've done like getting pretty close to the end. I'm at the end of chapter 12 of 15 chapters.
Oh, so you're like
just about at the end, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've got that Infinite Wealth to play next. Probably skip the New Game Plus and move on ahead to Infinite Wealth when I finish this game.
That's my plan.
Yeah. But I am trying to do as much as I can at the game. I don't. There's supposed to be some big dragon you can fight, like that's an optional boss. Like that's the like big thing you do at the end, like end game. But I don't think I'll get that far. Really fun though. I mean, it's on Game Pass, so like I say, if you want to check it out, it's it's free if you're on the Game Pass. And if not, then, well, I think that sale they had on it ended 2 days ago, so sorry. It was like $10 on Steam or something. It might still be pretty cheap on Steam, but it was on sale there for a few days. Probably go on sale again when that Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii comes out.
Yeah.
Just kind of boost the whole franchise again. Really fun though, really fun JRPG. We've gotten everybody like cool weapons and stuff now. Just about got their weapons to their like super ultimate level.
Super.
And then just did lots of important stuff. Running a whole business now. It started as like a little like rice cracker stand, and now I'm the number 3, the number 3 holdings company in all of Yokohama.
Nice. Moving on.
I'm trying to get up to number 1.
Yeah.
And that's how I've been financing a lot of other stuff. The business management mini game gives you a lot of money if you play it out to the end. Hint, Christian, when you're playing this game. I'm getting like 1.5 million yen every board meeting, so
wow.
it gets there. You don't get a lot at first, but the business gets there. Just never take a loan. Don't do any of those investments. Those guys just rip you off. And always buy ad space. I make a fortune on ad space. It costs like 10 million yen, and then my company will pull like 300 million yen from the ad.
Unless, of course, that's ad space on X, and then done.
Don't waste your money. Nobody goes on that app.
Nope.
It's dead.
I like that they have ad space for ads. Like, they have ads for ad space.
They're advertising their ad space, yeah. Oh, why? Yeah, where else you gonna advertise it?
It's so bad. That's like, it reminds me of like beginning days of internet shit. Advertise your ads here. No shit. Why would we?
We clearly don't want to.
Yeah, we're not doing that, Jack.
Then Rivals has been really fun playing with everybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I started switching on to different characters finally.
Yeah, we're starting to mix it up.
Well, me mostly. I was stuck.
I've been moving off of Namor a lot.
You're just noticing it because you're doing it now.
Yeah. I've been playing a lot of Rocket. I've been playing who else have I been playing? Oh, Moon Knight. He just kinda I don't like playing Moon Knight because he does kind of just feel cheap though. Like I see why people play him.
He's a cheap asshole.
Yeah, it just kind of feels like cheap ass. So like I feel kind of bad play. I'm not gonna stop, but I feel kind of bad playing.
Yeah.
I don't play him all the time. I usually play him when we're like losing, and I'll switch to him and be like, all right, well, I'll just fuck around with this guy. And then I don't feel so bad because we're probably gonna lose anyway. And if we can turn it around with the Moon Knight, then that was the key to turning it around.
Yeah, Moon Knight's. I don't know. They need to fix that. There's a lot of things they need to fix. People are finding more and more bugs, so I don't know if they're gonna like. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if they're gonna come out with like a big patch that addresses them all, but I assume so.
Didn't they just have like a little patch that came out? I thought. Okay, yeah. I mean, they do the like season passes to address like big issues, like do their balancing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to wait till next season to see any big balance changes. Although I mean I don't know if that Moon Knight ult's like working as intended or not. So
yeah, I think it's broken. Maybe not every time, but it's broken.
I don't think it's supposed to do as much damage as it was. At least it's like text-wise doing more damage than it should. Now, whether or not that's just like the text that's wrong.
No, I think it's more than that. Because it, again, like I've been in the middle of it where it doesn't do as much damage. Like it feels more on par with what the text is saying. And I think there's a glitch where just most of the time it's doing this extra damage for whatever reason. But, and I've seen videos too where somebody was like doing experiments with it and whatnot. And they said that they've seen it not hit off as hard as it does, but most of the time it does. So it very much seems like there's a glitch. We also did some TTT.
Yeah,
we did play a little TTT. That's true.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
You guys remember you were there?
It's been fun to have like a bigger groups to play with on that.
Yeah.
I hope we can
get some of the interesting roles in there.
Right.
The loot goblin roll. That's been fun.
I do like the loot goblin quite a bit. a little rascal running around.
Can't catch me. Good stuff.
Sometimes I can't.
What about the shows?
Yeah, we watched the new Invincible.
Mm-hmm.
We watched the new. Well, it's been still watching Severance.
We watched a new episode.
Yeah, I watched the new episode of Severance yesterday. They answered a lot of questions.
Did they?
Oh yeah.
Fuck no, they don't do that on the show.
I thought you were watching a different show than I was. I was like, I don't remember them answering anything.
They're not into answering questions.
It is really good. It was a wild episode.
Weird. It's very
surprise.
what the fuck is going on the whole time.
Big surprise in this episode.
What's the surprise?
Well, I can't say that. It's a spoiler.
It's a surprise. Okay, gotcha.
That's a huge spoiler.
Yeah, that episode came out yesterday. A lot of people watch it before we go spoiling it.
I know I don't usually give spoilers, like warning stuff, and care, but I do when it's that recent.
I usually don't care.
Yeah, that about sums it up.
Does indeed.
The new Invincible is pretty sweet. Like that quite a bit.
The new Invincible's been really good.
Yeah, we were a little late to Rivals that day because we were watching the new season of Invincible.
It's good.
But yeah, they got the first 3 episodes out for the new season. I think they're just gonna do 1 episode a week moving forward. I don't know what day they come out. But yeah, Invincible's been really fun. Really, staying with the ultra violence. It's just blood everywhere.
Yeah.
It gets real messy on that show.
Yeah, it does.
I think that is about it for my week. Watched a couple shows. Played a shitload of Like a Dragon. Much like a dragon would.
Much like a dragon.
Yeah. Dragons are famous for grinding levels.
Mm-hmm.
Not the pictures.
Yeah. Yeah?
And I think Christian said he wanted to go next, since I took half of the stuff for him to talk about. He can talk more about the shows, I guess.
Well, yeah, yeah. He didn't steal everything, so there's that. Man, this game I cannot get to work right.
Skill issue.
This is a skill issue.
Okay, I don't know what I pushed to make it go.
Did you try setting it to Wumbo?
Yeah. Mostly for me, the Rivals. I haven't even had much of a chance to play any Yakuza.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing R-Type right now and sucking bad, real bad. And also, this game is meant for a controller, and I'm not playing with a controller right now, which is causing some difficulty.
Are you not playing it with a controller? You're a rebel.
My
Rebel.
controller died.
Oh,
Wow.
that explains it.
It's been acting up where it won't want to connect if I'm charging it.
Oh, that's weird.
I need to get a new controller.
Mine doesn't connect when I'm charging it either, because it doesn't have a battery in it. It's if I hooked it up to the charger, it's definitely not going to work.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. My game I can't get it. I just want to go to the next stage. Yeah. What are these buttons? Nope. Okay. Well, anyways, I was trying to play R-Type. It was fun.
You failed.
For a few minutes. It was working for the first part of the day when I was playing. Yeah, we watched the Invincible new season. It was like first 3 episodes came out.
Invincible.
Yeah, an Invincible and his trusty sidekick.
Omni-Man boy.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The amount of blood and fighting is really fun. When that slows down, it does get kind of boring, but
That's some of it. I don't really care for the whole little love story between Mark and Eve. Yeah, don't give a shit.
It's
pretty melodramatic and cliche and meh. I'm not super into it, but I guess it's gotta be there. Gotta have the romantic interest. Plus, I guess you gotta give Mark something to fight for. Something to get real pissed off about, and punch holes in people.
Yeah, we definitely need him angry most of the time.
Yeah,
that's for sure. It's when it gets really good.
Yeah. This guy I do like when he's angry.
Nice.
Yeah, Severance, which it pulled off one of those episodes where it just starts you in a position of what the fuck's going on, right away.
Mm-hmm.
They will not be explaining any of it,
and they don't really explain much of it. But it all, of course, connects with this weird ideas that are floating around in Severance anyways.
Yeah.
Which keep taking like a darker and darker turn. My God.
Yeah, I really need to watch it.
You should. It's pretty fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Rivals, which has been, of course, fun. Playing other people has been cool. I really like playing as Magic. I don't know for why I get all like, it's just really fun to kill people when you're up close to them or get them by surprise.
That's kind of how I'm feeling with Bucky the few times that I've played with him now. It's just like getting in their face, smirking them, and then running away. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, take out a healer real fast and bounce out.
Yep.
And then, they're on comms when like the rest of the team turns around on you and you're like, oh, okay, well, I guess here's where I die.
Yeah.
I still got your healer, though. Man, I haven't really done much this week. My scooter got a flat tire still. I got solid tires to replace it, but now I need to figure out how to get those solid tires on. The rims, which
it's gonna be a thing.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it's gonna be a big pain in the ass. Oh my God. Anyways, so that was about my week. Really, not much of anything.
Yeah. Well, let's see. What do I got going on? Things.
You playing Marvel Rivals?
No. Never heard of the game.
Okay, well, I've only heard terrible things.
Yeah, that's why I'm avoiding it. Yeah, I won't say much about that. We've covered all that, so. I did pick up. Oh shoot, what's it called? Rift of the Necrodancer, though.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Oh, kind of neat.
Yeah, there's supposed to be stages that aren't, like the typical Guitar Hero-esque, hitting the buttons as they come up.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen those yet. Honestly, I've only played maybe 5 or 6 songs, and it looks like there's maybe around 2 dozen. So there's plenty of songs. The songs are really good. Yeah, music is top notch. The thing is, it does have a very large or very high difficulty curve on it. Essentially, they throw
lock.
Huh?
As a soft lock for skill.
Yeah, because there's all these really cool, interesting ideas that they have on how they're kind of changing up the genre. So it's really fun in that, it's not just press the button, but the different enemies, they behave in different ways. But they kind of throw them all at you at once. So even the first song, I failed a few times, because it came up to this this very particular thing that I wanted me to do, and I just couldn't, until I finally was able to get kind of into a way of doing it that I use my whatever, I don't know what they call it on there, but basically the star power to get past it. And that was on the first one. So, there's a few other ones that came later that I did get through first try. Actually, most of the other ones that I played. So, but it does throw a lot at you at first. I think you just kind of have to get used to it because, like I said, there's just a lot of different things that you can do. Or just, I should say, that you need to do, depending on what enemy you're attacking. But yeah, it was really fun. Music is really good. I can't wait to play more of it. I'll let you guys know. Apparently there's a bunch of DLC and everything too, so we'll see. Other than that, what else? Other than the stuff that we've all done. I got nothing.
Rivals?
We all did that.
Oh. Okay.
What about Rivals?
What about Marvel Rivals?
Yeah, no, Rivals is good. I like that game. It's interesting. Yeah, and like even TV show wise, it's been a really rough work week, honestly, for me. So yeah, I'm just recouping from that. At least I got to play a game. I'm gonna watch a little bit more Buffy.
Aren't you into the later seasons of Buffy though, where it's probably not so great to be watching anymore?
It honestly, it feels like it's just on this slope down, and I don't think it's like necessarily a bad show. I just don't think it's for me.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's like I don't want to nitpick it, but there's just some things that don't make sense. I'm starting to not really like Buffy.
She kind of turns into, I mean, she goes through a lot of story arcs, but
yeah,
some of them she's kind of like not really the good person in that story.
No, she just
she's kind of the asshole in that one, Buffy.
Yeah, she feels too flitty, you know, like I don't know what her character is, you know, like how she's going to react to things. I don't feel like there's a promise of story there is a problem. So there's nothing to really deliver. The only character that I find that I'm really liking is Willow. And by the way, they're all pretty bad friends to Willow.
They're all kind of pretty bad friends to all of each other.
Yeah, that's true. But it's like for Willow being like the nicest one of them all, the only one that seems to really care about each and every one of them.
It might as well be being like, fuck you. Shut the fuck up, Willow.
Let's go back to band camp, Willow.
Right. But yeah, so I don't know. I do want to stick it out and see how it ends. So I'm hoping there's at least some sort of redemption for them, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure that show just kind of petered out into nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, not surprising.
We gotta start watching Angel now too, right? Like keep track of everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Don't they start
do it?
They have like cross story arcs in those two shows, right?
Yeah, they do. From what I hear, I'm not gonna do it. I don't think I can.
No, you're not missing much.
And it's kind of a pity because, I mean, like, Cordelia, too, like, as much as I don't like her as a character, she was one of the most honest. And she was actually pretty funny. She brought a lot of humor to that show. With her honesty.
Yeah, a little brevity is always nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing about, like, the college years for Buffy. She gets so broody.
Yeah, and it's like, I thought the broodiness should be over by now. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think maybe part of it is that it feels a little stagnant in that regard as well, but what can you do? Otherwise, I don't think I have anything else. I don't got no new movies. Nope. So yeah, that's it for me.
Did we watch a movie? I don't think we watched any movies.
No.
Christian says no.
He says
if we did, I was not well impacted by them because I don't remember at all.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I watch just random ass shitty horror movies on like Amazon Prime and completely forget about those 5 minutes after watching them.
That's fair.
So I might have watched a movie. But yeah, I don't remember. It wasn't good. Whatever it was.
Well, shall we call it there then?
Yeah. Good time.
I guess so.
Gotta do D&D here in a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining us. You can catch us here most Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Here on the Twitch and the YouTube Mountain Standard Time, where we do the show pretty much every week. Get you the latest news, the latest bits. And then throughout the week, you can catch us doing other random things,
Probably Rivals.
Yeah, probably.
We should have some more.
TTT.
Yeah, we should have some more TTT videos for you this week. And I might do a little bit of that Rift of the Necro Dancer later on this week too.
Dan says thanks for the bits.
Yeah.
Dan the man.
Dan the man.
You're welcome with bits.
Yeah, thank you for joining.
There was at least 8 of them.
You take those, you pop them in your back pocket, and just take that with you. All them
That's 8 bits. That's one extra bit that it takes to get through the week to the next bit. See, if you save that last little extra bit.
Oh, see, I'm so bad at rationing my bits. Like, I can't get through the week with them. I gobble them all up like first day. I always think like I should have like one. I'll have 1 bit a day, and then as a treat, I'll have 2 on the last day. Cause I got 8, but instead I just eat all of them right away.
All of the mouth
immediately. Yeah.
You gotta save those bits.
Oh, Dan put all his bits on black and lost everything. No.
Oh, damn you, Red.
You win this time, Red.
That makes me think of shoot. Well, remember DMX Stole My Car?
Yeah.
When that one character.
I do remember DMX Stole My Car. I quote it quite often.
Right. when he decided to take all the money that they earned and go to the casino.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I do to escape the cruel, harsh realities of life while playing whatever I play.
It's such a good quote. I don't know if you can find it out there anymore. I have them downloaded, so if you guys don't know what we're talking about, then
I don't.
I'll send those to you. It's good stuff.
A good little comic strip.
I don't know if they hold up, but we'll see.
No, it's a pretty good little comic strip. That's the second biggest bag of Doritos I've ever seen.
Okay, now that's the second biggest.
Now that's the second biggest.
All right. Well, thank you again, everyone, for joining us. We all love you all very much, and catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
End of the show. We gotta go.